video and then noticing like, yo, this had no voice. People literally were just seeing me do this and didn't know what was going on through my mind. So it was a matter of like, mm, I feel so sorry for these people. But again, yo, there isn't much I can do, manche. So it is what it is. So I'm just gonna quickly do a review of what happened in price. Yeah, I've been looking for bullish movement. Yeah, looking here, seasonality type of stuff. Let's look at this. I'll explain that, and then after I've explained that, then I'll proceed to explain my expectations and why today I didn't trade because I wasn't on the charts. I had some important things to do with my girl. Yeah, that's why I was on the charts. And if you're asking, have I traded my live account? The last time I told y'all I traded, that was the last time I traded. The last time I told y'all I didn't take the trade on my live account. I really did not take the trade on my live account. That was it. So I've been very transparent to you guys. Everything I say, it is what I say, as it is. If I'm gonna take a live trade on my live account, y'all are going to know. So let's proceed. I'm first gonna analyze this for y'all so you'll get an idea of what I was saying on the video. Remember, I closed my trade off here and then price retraced. Throughout this whole retracement, I was not available on the charts because work finished for me exactly here. Because remember, the target was here and the closest below here was here. So that was for me the target. Once target is hit, there's no need for you to stay on the charts. It was basically what 1 2 hours trade. I don't even think it was 2 hours. I think it was a 30-minute trade. We're going to go on the 15 minutes, but on the 1 hour you're due to this level. Right, let's go on the 15 minute. Yeah, so here's the trade on the 15 minute. You're thinking what was the idea behind the trade? I'm sure you all saw me point out this and change its color. It was blue. Then I was pointing up here. So the reason I was taking the trade, I'd considered price already respected this level. On the 1 hour, it broke this low, right? And basically, this is like a 1 hour candle, 8:15. So when it was coming here, I expected the next hour candles to go down because it was already within this daily BC. I was expecting it to act as an inversion. So you see 15, 30 minute trade about approximately 30-minute trade. And these are all my chart markups that I do every Saturday. I have so many you guys can't even imagine. I think from 2 years back I've been doing it. Yeah, so here's the 5 minute, what it looks like on the 5 minute daily BC inversion. I marked this level for y'all. I wanted price to go somewhere specifically on the 1 minute. We'll go on the 1 minute and I'll show y'all what I was looking for specifically. When it comes to where I exits, my exit for the trade was exactly here, just below this low was my exit. In case you're asking, okay, where's proof? Show us proof. Yeah, you can see order positions balances is this trade that I took. Yeah, so right here, that's when I took my exit. Look at that, you see 7377.10. That was my exit. 7377.10. This was my exact exit. Yes, I saw this retracement. Didn't take it because it didn't retrace as deep as I wanted it. When it came to the retracement, I wanted a deep discount. So when it did not give me the deep discount, I opted not to take the trade on my live account because I want to take highest probability trades on my live account. This was a high probability trade. I took it. But the idea behind this trade, let me tell you guys the idea behind this trade. So there's a price movement that happens between 8:30 to 10. So between here until here 10, there's a price movement that occurs. I've noticed. So this movement usually targets the low of the day, right? Here's the low of the day. So below this low there was another low, which is this low, and then below this low there was another low, which is this low. So when I took this entry, I was first looking at how price would react below here. I was expecting a breakaway gap here. mm-hmm. I was looking at how price reacts below here, and then I would wanted to see how it reacts below here as well. So I placed my stop loss just below here, right? So as price was moving, I was seeing okay, it was moving accordingly and beautifully. That's why I kept the trade. So 8:30 to 10, there's a trade opportunity. You'll see the 9:30 candle. So let me tell you where you could have taken the trade earlier than me. So the 9:30 candle usually retraces to a 5-minute CB or BC, 5-minute fair value level, and then it goes out to extra liquidity. So you can see from here to here, this is the closest liquidity. Price is not gonna unlikely to reverse from here, especially after it took this high of the day and then it started going down, right? And it already respected this level. So between 8:30 to 10 a.m., price usually retraces to a key to attack some form of liquidity, but the 9:30 candle usually traces to a 5-minute fair value gap to attack that liquidity. So if not on the 9:30 candle, the candle before the 9:30 or slightly after the 9:30 will retrace into that 5-minute fair value gap and then carry on the movement to attack that form of liquidity. Let's just make this pink so we can look at the 1 minute time frame. Yeah, you could take notes of what I'm saying. I will repeat it further on in the future, anyways. So my exit was at 10:10. So my entry was at 9:45, just prior to the 9:50 to 10:10 macro. There's the 9:50 to 10:10 macro. So I took it just prior. I took it based off apart from this on the 5 minute. I'll show you guys on the 1 minute. Let's just make this pink. Okay. I just want to analyze this so you guys can see what I was thinking. Okay, let me also mark this level and I'll tell you what I was looking for, right? So you'll see the consequence encroachment. I wanted price to go slightly above this because it would have gone slightly above the midpoint of this lower 50% range. What am I saying? If we take here to here, right? Uh-huh. See? Price closed here. Price closed below this level. So when it was retracing, I wanted it to retrace. It retraced above here. I wanted it so it was already on discount. That's a good thing. So I wanted a deep discount by it going further above this consequent encroachment, not by body but by week. So I'll show you on the 1 minute what I was looking for. If you guys saw, I marked it on the 1 minute as well. I just want to give you all a review. 1 minute. Thursday price action. If you didn't know what you're looking for, you could have gotten bulldozed. Because look at this, 10 came down, then 11 went up. Unless you knew what you're looking for, yeah, you got tortured. Unfortunately, for people that got tortured, I'm kind of glad I stayed out. Yeah, on. Okay, so it moved. Okay, you see my exit, right? This candle, right? Right, this candle. So what is this candle? Let me show you. Remember the liquidity I showed you? It's just the nearest liquidity after the low of the day. That's the nearest liquidity. That's this candle. Let me show you on the 5 minutes, not showing on the 1 minute because my plan doesn't allow me to go that further back. I have a free plan for trading view. So yeah, it is what it is, right? You can see here I'm live streaming for you guys so you guys can see it live. How was it, Johanny, with your girl? Thank you for asking. It was good. Had a good time. It's always amazing when the person that you're spending time with, you're both working towards something. That's something that I'll advise you to consider whenever you take a partner into consideration. Yes, you want to have someone that can give you babies. Yeah, okay, some people think like that. Consider also this person is going to be with you for the rest of your life. Do you only want babies from her? And as a man, it's very important for you to create that atmosphere whereby the lady feels she can be vulnerable without being taken advantage of. That's of utmost importance. Very, very, very important. Very, very important. A lot of guys don't create that sort of atmosphere. That's why you see the women leave them. Apart from the woman leaving them, there's a lot of battles and fights within the relationship. One thing that sustains relationship is communication. Communication is of utmost importance no matter what. No matter what. Communication is of utmost importance. Sorry guys, I don't know why it's lagging. Let's just wait for it to load. Yeah, should load right about now. Yeah, it should load right about now. Sorry about that. Let's go. It's still loading. What causes this? Someone explain to me. What causes for it to do this? Would you say it's the internet connection, or it's the laptop, or perhaps it could be both? What causes it to do this? You see, like how it shows like whitish, you know? What causes it exactly to do that? If you guys can tell me, I'll be very happy to find a means by which I could improve my tape readings for you guys so you can all actually enjoy lagless, seamless, I think they say seamless entertainment or viewing, whereby you don't need to worry about this guy's thing is gonna freeze and then I have to wait here and listen to him talking. I'll be honest, I came here so I can do this thing fast for y'all and then go about my day. I feel like watching some anime today. Anime would be a good thing to watch, honestly. It's 10:40. My phone is 30%. Anime is what I feel like watching today. So it is what it is. But I definitely learned my lesson from yesterday. Next time, make sure that there is voice. Because Manje Zulu, in case you guys are wondering, is this guy Zulu? No, I'm not Zulu. I'm actually Congolese. So I've learned, definitely check your equipment to ensure that everything is proper before you start live streaming. Because the whole time I thought you guys could hear me. Hey, only after I'm done with the video, the recording, I look and I'm like, hey, these people could hear nothing at all. Then I thought to myself, let me do a voiceover, and I decided, nah, it's not really worth it. In the fact that if your guys see the arrows and you get a specific point, so it assists you. Either way, it's a win-win for you. You know, we all win. I get to do another recording for y'all, and you get to analyze yourself to see if you properly analyze the whole situation and what was going through my mind. So mind you, this level again, I mentioned how this was a lower low, yeah, and lower low for S&P 500. Some of you guys call it ES if you're trading futures, as well as a lower low for NQ, which is Nasdaq 100 or US 100 for people that trade cash. Okay. Wow, this thing was showing just now. What happened? Okay, let's remove that. No, minimize, remove. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so it's broke below here. This was a lower low, whereas on US 30, some of you guys call it YM if it's futures. It was a higher high. So I saw your, it means price was prone to going down. YM was lying to us. That's what I was saying in that video as well. But yo, you did not hear that. Mm, mm, yo. Anyways, yeah, you did not hear that too. So yeah, there's a lot that I think in the moment concerning my charts, what I'm looking, what I'm analyzing. I'm looking and I'm thinking in the moment. Oh yes, I wanted to show you what was this, right? Where I closed my trade under 1 minute. It was below this level. Here it is. Below this low. The closest low after the low of the day. That was the closest low. So yeah, that's the best target. The closest low after the nearest low. So after this low, the closest low will be this low. Closest significant low. Please. I think I need to say significant. Well, so you guys might just take after the slow, you'll look here, you're like, oh, okay, oh, there's another low, and then close your trade here. No, mind you, throughout this whole space, there is no resistance. So, wait, what exactly will stop price here? Here, you think this order block will stop price? Perhaps if you, but you, in order to consider this order block stopping price, you need to consider the speed by which price is moving. See. So very unlikely. You have to also consider the distance between this liquidity and this liquidity. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So yo, should I be teaching this? But okay, let me just say it's also a sort of dealing range that I've discovered. Let's put it here. You can see, right? So this is the 50% range. This is 75. Mm-hmm. So I'm measuring from here to that, to this liquidity low. Let me put the 25 for y'all. The 25 is the same as the 75. See where the body closed. Now you'll understand why I wanted a deep discount, eh? Like, hey, this guy, how did he do that? Was he thinking all that on the trade? I didn't put the firm. Then, but now I'm putting it for y'all so you can see. See, 0.75. Look, look at where this candle wanted to stop. What is this candle low? Okay, let's put prices. Let's see how close it got to the price, right? What is this price? Is 0.25. Oh, then it reconnected again. Yeah, you need to chill, bro. You need to chill. You need to relax. Drink some milk. I think I'll start using that line now. What's up, guys? What's up? How are you? How are you? Let's say you need to drink some milk. Okay, let's wait for this to load. This Wednesday in the PM session. Price came. Okay, I wasn't here, so I'm not gonna analyze that. I finished work early, so that's the beauty of forex. You can have working hours and finish work early. How beautiful is that? How beautiful is that? Beautiful, guys. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna delete this, right? So you see this consequent encroachment. This level here, let's let's make this, let's make it blue, right? So there's a contrast. And this, let me make it this color. So Ugh, come forward. Mm, okay, let's make this. Okay. So I wanted price. I'm sure OBS reconnected. Okay, so I was telling you all it's in this range. Okay, I'm gonna do this very quickly so you can get this done and dusted. I was telling you guys it's in this range, so I'm taking this trade. But before I take this trade on my live account, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the news calendar and check the news. That's what I was basically telling you guys. That's why I took this trade. You saw me taking it, and then when price came, this candle, I believe it was this candle or this candle. Oh, this candle. I think it was this. No, this candle here. This one here. When this candle closed below here, I said that's when I marked this level and then wrote bag. Bag simply means breakaway gap. So I wanted this remain open. I didn't want any bodies here. Then when this level formed, I placed this here. Yeah, there was this fair value gap. I did this. So this for me would have been a high probability trade in normal situation. That's what I was saying in that video. Because now there's no proof whether I was saying it or not. You'll have to take my word for it. So I was saying this would normally be a high probability trade. However, since price has just taken liquidity, I would be more patient to wait. That's what I was saying. And then I said, okay, let us go look on the 5 minutes to see what price is doing. So when price came here and then came down here, and then this, let's make it green. Let's make it green. So when it goes above this 5 minute consequence encroachment and just slightly above the bag on the 1 minute, it would have been on a deep discount. I would have taken the trade on my live account. I don't mind even adding three contracts on that type of trade because it's a high probability trade, very high probability trade. So I would have taken that trade. So when price did not give me what I want, I said again in that voice, in that video, that okay, since price did not give me what I want, it's okay. I'm not gonna chase price. I'm just gonna wait for price then. Then I was like, okay, I want price to come here. And then I was like, okay, since price is definitely not coming here, we looked at the 5 minute then. And then I was like, okay, let's leave it. Price is not coming out, yeah. But I don't regret not taking the trade because I'm happy with this trade that I took here. And then we closed our trade here. Yeah, that's the summary of that. Yeah. Okay, you can see here. I was looking at this fair value gap. So, oh yes, this candle. You see when this candle was here. See when this came here, I was saying, okay, with this candle, if it retraces up to this consequence encroachment, I'll take this trade and target this. And I'll set my stop loss here. I said when it goes beyond 50% of this range by week, I'll take the trade and put my stop loss day. That's what I was saying. So this candle when it closed below, then I was like, I don't want this candle to come here anymore. I want this to remain as a bag. And then yeah, I did. I'm done. I'm done with that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't. I really wanna do like a prediction. I'm looking to. Okay, to finish it off, I'm just looking for buys. Let's put it that way. I'm looking for buys. Price took this low as predicted, then came here, did its nonsense, went back, respected the daily BC. Now it's moving upwards here. Right now it's going down. Yeah, but it is gonna come and take this high. So it might start going down maybe to a 1 hour level or to a 4 hour level. Yeah, just to go back to equilibrium. But so the expansion will likely continue for 3 days. I think my voice is cutting in between, but what I was saying is that Wednesday set the low. This is what Wednesday set the low of the week. Thursday starts the expansion, right? Then Friday continues the expansion, and usually Monday will also continue the expansion. So if let's say Friday does a retracement, we know Monday is gonna be far. However, I'm repeating however because OBS got disconnected. However, tomorrow, as it is now, I know already that YM, or some call it US 30, is already the strongest, and the weakest is NQ, which is US 100. Nas 100 or Nasdaq is the weakest at the moment, and then the medium one is, or should I say, the follower is this one, ES. So I'm trading the follower. Hopefully she becomes the strongest. I'd really love that because I'm trading her because of the margin requirement being reasonable to start off your account and grow it before you move on to Nasdaq and then US 30. This is a reasonable pay or a reasonable cash index to start with because the margin requirement is less, the movement is predictable, it's smooth if you trade in the right situations. It's crazy I took the sell. Yeah, that's enough. That's enough for today. As I talking to you guys, remember, trade wisely. Forex trading does incur some risk. I do not promise y'all any gains. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a trader, just as you are. And anything I say is for me to use. And if you choose to partner with me and participate in what I do say and what I do predict and what I do speculate, you do it at your own risk. I'm not a licensed financial service provider, just so you can say. Oh, oh, look at me saying that, yo. Anyways, yeah, with that said, so hopefully tomorrow, if an opportunity presents itself, we are going to look towards improving and reducing that negative that we have on this balance so we can go back to 4,500. And then from there, once we go back to 4,500, we're going to be looking towards expanding and improving and making some money because we basically treating this as if we were involved in a funded challenge.